criminals don't get too hung up on reason. They just keep killing.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for In a Violent Nature from IFC Films, Shudder. It's crazy hour, and we're going to talk all about it. It's your boy QP. This is Nerds Rule the World. And to talk all things in a violent nature, hopefully he's in a violent nature right now. Hopefully he's nice and chill right now. And I hope he doesn't come through my screen and does some things to me. But he's a big horror fan. He's my pal, Anthony Francis from Movie Review, Screen Comment, as well as Film Threat. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I am good, man. Since we became friends, what's that?
You want to go camping in the woods?
I don't know. I gotta know you a little bit longer than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I meant because of the movie we're talking about.
No, because no, of course. Horror fan, my pal Anthony Francis. One of the things that as we got to talking, building out our friendship, I learned he was a horror fan. And I'm like, Anthony, you got to see this new film. IFC just dropped it on me, and it's written, directed by Chris Nash, who I'm now very curious to see his other work, because this is a crazy wild ride, y'all. Let's talk about it real quick. I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis and some of the cast, and then Anthony and I will get into it. Again, drops May 31st. We see it's a very interesting horror film, indie slasher. We see this perspective of, like, you're in this world. We hear people talking, and then this is where we kind of get the story of the film in it, which I think is very interesting in its take on horror films of late. They're chatting about this thing that happened. They steal this medallion. And once they steal this medallion from where it's seated in this forest, this person, this being, comes up out of the ground, and we are now his paparazzi as we watch him go through anyone and everyone to reclaim this medallion. It's like Chris Nash grew up on Jason and just some other things, and he was like, let's follow Jason. Like that, to me, the idea is like, what if Jason had like paparazzi and a cameraman and just went along on his kills, and that's what you get. The cast very quickly is main cast: Rye Barrett, Andrea Pavlovic, as well as Cameron Love, writer director Chris Nash. So it's not too big of people. These are some fresh people on the entertainment scene. So not too much to say there with that. But when you see this, you're like, wow, there's some really good indie horror making its way out to the people. And this is one. So there you go. That's very briefly on story as well as cast. Anthony, like I said, man, yeah. You told me you're a horror fan, and you immediately came into mind after I screened this. Did you check out the trailer? Did you see anything before you check this out? And let's get into this review, man.
I was going to watch the trailer, and then I decided not to because of the buzz. And so, because I am, in fact, as you said, a horror aficionado, and I was really excited for this. It got serious buzz, and all, horror magazines or publications I respect, Rue Morgue, Fangoria, they all loved it. They all praised it. And
okay. So this was an overseas film, right? That I'm assuming IFC brought over. Is this a foreign film?
Well, it's shot in Canada.
Okay.
But I want to say it premiered at Sundance. I believe that's where it premiered. Or maybe the Toronto Film Festival, or both. But yeah, and what I said to my wife when it was over, she didn't watch it, but she asked me how it was. I said, imagine if Gus Van Sant was hired to do a Friday the 13th, and he got Tom Savini to do the special effects, the gore effect.
I like that.
Because Gus Van Sant loves the quiet tracking shot. His movie Elephant, I don't know if you ever saw that, or the movie he stole from for that movie. It's we just follow everyone, and the camera is constantly, like you said, we're almost the paparazzi, documenting these moments. And that's what I loved about it. One of the things I loved about it is just with these kinds of movies, Friday the 13th, all of them, and all of the Friday the 13th wannabes, we meet the people, victims, basically. We see them partying, we see them hanging out, we see shots of the killer here and there, and then more partying, more sex, more hangout, more partying, more sex, and then the kills start coming. This, we don't get to know these people at all. And at all. And once the killer, it's no spoiler, you said it, it's probably in the trailer. Once the killer rises from the ground, we're with him the whole time. We're seeing what he sees, but I don't want anybody to misunderstand. It's not his point of view. We're just like with him. Like he stops to look at something, we stop, and we're looking over his shoulder, or we're looking beside him. At the only time they really give full weight as far as frame to the cast entire is when they're at the campfire and they have to tell the story, which is so great. The whole thing is an ode to 80s slashers.
Yes.
13th. And it's not done like, well, I'm just going to do a new one for this age. It's done with respect for that genre, which a lot of people are losing. I grew up in that genre, so hey, yes, I love my Citizen Kanes and my Raging Bulls, but I think Friday the 13th Part 2 is one of the best slasher films ever made.
Yeah.
I love it. He does it with Nash does it with respect and style, and he makes it unique.
Yes.
And then just when you think, but is he going to bring the gore? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
It's almost like he said, what did you just say? Rip, slash, grr.
Third.
It's just fantastic. And where it go, I don't want to say anything really.
Yeah.
It's, and at the same time, I don't want people to think, oh, we're going to get more. No, this is a slasher in the woods stalking people, but it's done the way I just said, with style, and the gore effects are some of the best. And as we spoke of on our Furiosa show, the director's imagination, and I won't say the kills, but the kills are phenomenal. When you texted me about it, you said, these kills are amazing. And I admit, as a horror guy, I'm like, yeah, I've seen it all. No, right? Man, these kills were amazing. And I'm talking, for a real horror fan, popcorn chomping, like, oh my God, that's amazing. Just the thought that went into behind every one of the kills. Yeah. Even the first one, and I'll just say this to you, you'll know what I mean. The tree. Yeah, the tree. Yeah. Which is a direct nod to Friday the 13th Part 2 at the beginning. I just think it's a great movie. Great horror film. And what makes it stand out is the way he filmed it. And not just, I'm just going to do a fun one for gore fans. It's not an art piece, but he made it artsy at times.
I'm saying, right? Yeah. It was like an art house horror. In its respect, in movements, in shot, like
constant movement. And that's what I appreciate in any film. This constant flow. And not shaky cam. Shaky cam business. It is steady cam, steady flow. And when he stopped, there is a scene, and I won't say, but you'll know what I mean. I'll just tell you what it is. And you might be shocked at what I say afterwards. There is a scene when he's at one side of the lake and swimmers are on the other side of the lake. Okay? The way he did that, from start to middle to execution, that is Hitchcock. that is Hitchcockian in the way he I wish I could say. I cannot say. I just want to scream every inch of that scene.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I can tell by your reaction. That is that shows a sign of a really good director, really good filmmaker. I really love that scene.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I was surprised by this. I didn't catch any of the, like you said, the buzz. This totally, I became aware of it through the press info that I received, and I'm like, oh, okay. I see a lot of indie horrors, and and being honest, 85 to almost 90% of these indie horrors kind of terrible. There's some redeeming to them, but again, they don't have the budget, and it's not all that. But this one, oh my God, surprised me in its brilliance. I love that we learn the story through him listening, like you said, at at their fire, and then just all these little nuggets. And then we really didn't see the face of our killer until a specific moment, right?
Johnny?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the characters. The young man that, well, he's now
young man you see behind Patrick.
Yes, this guy. But just the way they respected it to play out and being this, you felt like you were in this film, which is also just tremendous. And then, like you said, the kills, everything. I have to say, let's go into least favorite moments and stuff, because I know I'm a little bit in on time. But at first, the birth, I was like, what are we watching here? Because it's so inventive that I didn't like it at first, because we're just like watching a static shot, right? And we're just hearing, I can't even think of my words right now, but we're just hearing the audio over it, right? The conversation happening. Then we open it up, and then he's out of the ground, and then we're tracking him. But we're really tracking with him for a while. And then, so it's like, what are we doing here? And I think if you were just kind of a first time, you don't know anything about this film, you'd be like, what am I watching? This is just, it was a wild, risk or a take. I think if you're not, compared to the normal stuff we see all the time. And then just after a while, then, then you felt it. And then I was like, I respected the art, and I'm like, okay, it was that lake scene where I was like, okay, bitch. Okay, Chris.
It's incredible.
Mr. Nash, I respect you. I'm sorry. I don't know why I questioned you, but I don't know where the fuck you were going. I didn't understand it. And then just the brilliance starts to continue. So least favorite moment to me was like the beginning, because I didn't know what was happening, but then you quickly understood. So it's kind of like it's a least favorite moment, but then it's not, and then there's not enough characters to say, yeah, I didn't have enough of this or that to say these characters bad. We're just really tracking on this guy. So favorite moments, our favorite kill, without maybe spoiling or set me up the situation, if you will. But did you have anything that you didn't like?
I will say, and I can't say why.
Okay.
But he tips his hat, almost tips his hat, teases us with a not quite tip of the hat at the very end, the very, very end. I'll just say the other lady. You know who I mean? You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Finale. The other lady, the truck. I'm like, yeah. And I think he was trying to tease us with a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you understand what I mean. I don't want to go into detail because it's
I know what you mean.
There's not really anything to spoil, but it's the last scene of the movie.
Yeah.
I just thought you could have ended it a little better.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you on that. Now that you pointed out, But like, I wanted.
That's really.
I could see more stories with this. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And in a way, I hope this is a big hit. And in a way, I hope it's not, because then they will make more. And I'm like,
And then they'll Hollywoodize it. It's such an art piece.
Stop it right here.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. So favorite moment or favorite kill?
Favorite kill? The cliff.
The cliff. The
Yeah.
yeah. Guys, we don't want to spoil it for y'all.
No. I'm
But
not gonna say. We'll just say.
Cliff scene.
Remember,
Cliff scene.
Get ready for the cliff scene and get ready for the lake.
Yeah.
And there's brilliance in both.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
cliff. That's one hell of a kill. And that it could be one of the best kills I've seen in a horror movie in years.
You know what? You might be right, man. Yeah.
I mean, maybe not since Hatchet. There were some pretty good kills in Hatchet, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And I keep going back to the lake. It is I'm not it's not hyperbole when I say it's Hitchcockian. It's the way he structures the scene. It is, and I know this word is thrown around, it is brilliant. That scene is brilliant. And
Agreed.
Kudos to Chris Nash for putting it together the way he did.
Hey, shout out to Chris Nash. Chris Nash, if you're watching this, I'm gonna try and get an interview with you. But I definitely now have my eye on him as a creative. What say you, Anthony? Definitely gonna be looking for this guy. You know,
based on this, and this is his first feature length.
Okay, yeah. Looking at yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm all in for his next one. Excuse me, I can't wait.
Definitely.
I'm getting all choked up.
Okay, y'all. May 31st, IFC Films, Shudder. They're gonna deliver In a Violent Nature. There's obviously a buzz that I'm not peeping right now, but now I'm a buzz. This is one you're not gonna want to miss. Definitely one I plan to own and watch with friends. Yeah, this is a crazy wild slasher.
Horror fans, I fully believe, will embrace this movie completely. Fans of 80s horror, fans of Wes Craven's 90s screamish horror, even though it's not that, but you get what I'm saying. Just horror in general. If you like slashers, you're going to love it. If you like horror, you're going to love it. If you like something different with your horror, you're going to love it. And I think all of that is in there, and I think that's what makes it special.
Completely agree. That's my man, Anthony Francis. Screen comment, movie review, film threat. How can they check you out online, sir? And for those that might be driving right now, when you come to a stop, all of his links will be in the description below.
They're all down there.
Remember, how can they track you online?
Screen comment, the movie review. The movie review is REVUE and filmthreat.com on all of those. Anthony Screen C1, the letter C, at Twitter, movie review, all of that at Twitter. And I'm trying to get back on Instagram, but I don't care. But I probably should.
Hey, you might get into a violent nature, man, because there's some haters out there, but
haters. A lot of stuff on there I don't like. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Anthony, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
As always, this was a blast. It's a great film. Please, everybody, see this. It's getting a limited theatrical. Try to see it in the theater. If not, when it comes to Shudder, jump on it. Don't sleep on this one.
Yeah, you know what? I will echo you on that. And you just made me think, this would be great with an audience, especially now that I know it. Like you just made me think, man, I would love to now watch, well, not watch because that's creepy, but when you know something's going to happen and to just
turn around on your theater seat and you're like,
wait to see how people are going to react to the moment that's going to happen. Because this shit is, it's one of those films that, it's going to like freak people out. It's crazy. So,
and like you spoke about, they're going to, for about 30 minutes, maybe they're going to be lulled into this. What are we watching here?
Yeah.
And then boom, boom, boom. Once he unleashes, and I don't mean it's a roller coaster. It's just, he jolts you up and keeps you there.
Yeah.
And it's primo. I love this movie.
There you go. Brilliant. Chris Nash. Good job, sir. Entire cast crew. It takes a village to make a film. Y'all did the damn thing. In a Violent Nature, y'all, arriving May 31st. Go check it out. Find a theater. See it with friends. Amazing. Anthony Francis, your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world.